Woodward. We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up!
Y'all got Kool-Aid hot.
Fired up! But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener! Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm, because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
What up, though, people? It's your crew, Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off the day with the Woo crew. We got 4 of our starting 5 here. Flannel will be hosting Big D Energy. Where from?
Where are we?
We're live from Oakland Hills Country Club, home of the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour, benefiting the American Cancer Society. Shout out to Stick, man. You know, shout out to the rest of the crew as well. We got Justin in the building. That dude, Justin. We got Detroit's #1 draft pick, KG. What up, dog?
What up, though, man?
Oh, dare you. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, we got Woodward Sports' MVP as well. Just kind of in the TD space. Tuesday's on the way, though. That is JBSMOOOOV. And you guys already know this guy right here.
Let's
Come
go.
on, brother.
Let's go. Do you know how historic of a golf course we're on right now? This is one of the best. This is one of the nicest golf courses in the entire country. Oakland Hills. I think we're sitting in front of the South Course. They call it the Monster. It was refurbished. It was redone in 2021.
Yeah.
And it's the home of the, let me make sure I get this acronym right. It's going to host 8 USGA championships from 2024 to 2051, beginning July 22nd of this year with the U.S. Junior Amateur. Wow. They're rebuilding the clubhouse.
Let's go.
This site, I've actually never been to Oakland Hill. I've never been out here. This is a special place.
It's nice. It's nice. This is my second year being out here with Woodward Sports, and hey, listen. I know the day has started off with just a little bit of drizzle, but I know it's supposed to get better throughout the day. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, keep
it's
the
a
diehards.
good atmosphere.
It is. You know, you got a ton of people coming out for the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Yeah.
It's going to be an incredible day. We got 3 shows out here. Wake Up Woodward, Big D Energy, and Armani and Edwards.
And I'm ready to go, man.
I'm ready to go.
I know this is more of a golf-themed show, and I'll let you tell people about that in a minute. So, look, man, I got my Ben Hogan pants on. I got my Woodward Sports golf shirt on. I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
I'm ready to go.
Let's go. I can't wait for JB's ad read later, just talking about the Woodward Sports merch, all the golf gear we got. I got the whites on today. Stick has the black on. You got the blue.
That's right.
Let's rock.
Let's
rock. As you saw on the show sheet, everything's kind of golf themed today.
Yeah, tell the people we talking about.
We got the Tigers, Lions, WNBA, Pistons. We got all these topics, but they're built around the golf theme. So instead of hitting layup lines this morning,
what are we doing?
We're gonna head out to the driving range. We're gonna head out to the driving range. We're gonna start with the 7-iron. Just get the swing warmed up, get the back loose, get the feel for your irons before you move on to the drivers or the woods. Woodwards, the Tiger Woods.
Pause.
Yes, what? And then the putter.
Fast forward.
So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw some statements, some questions at you. This is just to get the juices flowing, get the mind running.
Let's go.
Why are you guys laughing at me so much?
Let's go.
You guys are dirty.
Let's go.
You guys are dirty. All right, first question. Actually, is this a question or a statement? It's a statement. So we're busting out the 7-iron. The Lions today, they're forfeiting. They announced this weekend they're forfeiting today's OTA due to practices held back the week of May 27th, violating player work rules pertaining to on-field physical contact pursuant to the CBA. Kool-Aid,
yes.
Will this affect how they perform in the Nick Fall, though?
No, not at all. For me, and when we kind of talked about this yesterday, I know KG had this same sentiment as well. I almost think they did this on purpose.
You think so?
I really do. This is Dan Campbell saying, you know what? This is biting kneecap season. It starts right now. It doesn't start when the games are going. It starts with how we prepare today. And to be able to get your team off the blocks, get them hot.
Yeah.
We talked about in the open getting those juices flowing. You know what? This is Dan Campbell. I think this is his mastermind. This is his work.
Do you think it was on purpose?
I feel like it's on purpose, man.
It's not just a young group of players going out and just kind of pushing it a little too hard in OTAs and one-on-ones. It's the young guy. So this was May 27th. This was the youngest of the team out there. I think just going a little too hard.
hey, you know what? If that's the case, whichever way it goes, man, I appreciate that that's the attitude of the team, though.
All right.
When you talk about the expectations of a Super Bowl, that's going to continue to be the theme, the magic word. And that's because the organization has already stated as well that that's their expectation. Then I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Are you worried about a snitch? Is there a player that snitched, or is this just common NFL practices? And
mole in the camp.
I'll let you answer first before I don't think it is. And I guess that's
the part of it that maybe I think is a little bit on purpose. Man. Like Dan Campbell's like, yo, my young guys are going at it. We got some dogs over here. Yo, let me get an opportunity to just kind of waltz on over there to the league. Hey, league, we got some dogs over here. They went a little too far. You got to do something about this.
I kind of like that.
I like that.
Also, with Jalen Reeves-Maybin as the president of the NFLPA,
yeah,
they do have to be extra tight with their practice. Like, Germ can't be breaking the rules that he's a part of making, you know? I'm not saying, like, he snitched or he was the one who told, but if they did cross the line, it's good to report it's a random Monday in the middle of June. You might as well give them another day off.
Yeah, especially if you know that they were going that tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you earned this.
All right.
Earned this.
Well, number 2, we're busting out the Tiger Woods. The Tigers, speaking of.
Yeah.
The Tigers' number 1 Payne Stewart is now their bullpen. Rest in peace, Payne Stewart. One of the greatest golfers of all time.
It's still hitting. Mm-hmm. They got to get some bats, man.
Yeah,
That's
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Actually, I got one more question for you.
Yes, sir.
I got one more question. We're going to talk about that in a second. We're going to take a quick break here.
Ooh.
We will be right back.
Teasing it.
At the Randy Weiss Celebrity Golf Tour here at Oakland Hills Country Club.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, home of the Planet Fitness Studios. Let me tell you a little personal story about myself with Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness helped me change my life, and it can do the same for you. The best gym in the gym game. The clean facilities, tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights as well. And look, through all the price increases, inflation, all that hasn't happened at Planet Fitness. Still $1 down, $10 per month, $24.99 a month for the Black Card as well. It's Planet Fitness, everybody, where your fitness is essential.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard.
Corner, jumper,
Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
We are live at Oakland Hills Country Club for the first stop of the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. It's a series of high-profile golf events featuring amazing courses, top-notch outings, and local celebrities. Today's event is supporting the American Cancer Society. And our Randy Wise celebrity is Tiger great Kirk Gibson. When it comes to your next car or truck, make the wise decision. Randy Wise Automotive.
Kirk Gibson, my favorite Spartan of all time.
Wow.
Yes, he wore the green and white. But he's a legend. Legend.
Wow.
Homer in the 84 World Series. That homer when he was on the Dodgers, going across second base. Kirk Gibson is a legend. People forget how good of a football player he was.
You got Magic Johnson, number 2?
He's up there. I got a special place in my heart for Kirk.
Yeah,
for
you know
Kirk.
If you don't know, this is a baseball player right here.
He was one of the best football players in the country at Michigan State. One of the best athletes of all time.
Kirk Gibson.
You know who was another great athlete? Before we get back into get back to the driving range, get our putts in before the round. Rudy Tomjanovich. Did you see them announce last night?
That's right.
He was announced he won the Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award as presented by the NBA. Chuck Daly, former Piston legend, former Piston great. Rudy Tomjanovich, people forget he was a University of Michigan legend.
Yeah.
In his playing days, went on to be a historic coach for the Rockets. He was drafted by the San Diego Rockets. And then he coached for the Houston Rockets, the Los Angeles Lakers, voted into the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame as a coach, and now he wins the Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award. What an absolute stud. Rudy Tomjanovich, that's a name people don't bring up enough when we talk about some of the greatest of all time. One of those underrated athletes back in the day.
I think that's what makes it awesome when they are recognized the way that Rudy is being recognized right now.
Yeah.
And it's cool to have kind of this Michigan connection. Definitely RIP Chuck Daly, one of the best coaches in Michigan sports history, period. Those 2 championships with the Bad Boys with the Detroit Pistons.
Yes.
Listen, and that's why Cade Cunningham wears that number 2 as well to honor that. I remember that story.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, where he walked up to Cindy Daly, his daughter, and actually asked for their blessing to be able to wear that number 2 in honor of what Chuck Daly did.
I love that.
Cade Cunningham, he takes it personal to be able to make sure this thing is, I guess, restored, for lack of a better phrase.
Absolutely. And I got some questions for you about Cade Cunningham. Actually, not even next segment, coming up in our warm-up. But I got to shout out Dante151, little $4.99 super chat. This is we're going around the NBA to start, I guess. Remember when the New York Knicks fans hated Kristaps Porzingis and wanted him gone?
Man.
Now him and the Boston Celtics are 2 games away to win it. And Lucas hobbled.
Yeah.
Hobbled.
Yeah. I thought that they had a chance to really make this series kind of go the distance. But you have to have Luka being Luka in this series. If he's hobbled against a team of dogs like the Celtics, it's not going to bode well.
You have to have
him
healthy. Have to. Well, hey, so I posed a question. Actually, we're going to get into the Tigers next segment. Let's get to Cade Cunningham. Let's get to Cade Cunningham. We're getting out on the green. I want to ask you, is it a Randy Wise move for the Pistons to offer Cade Cunningham a max contract before the 2024 season?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Get the deal done right now. If this is the guy that you believe he is and you want to build around him, you got to start by locking him in right now. Get the deal done.
Get it done.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that it saves you a few dollars over if you choose to do it next year. And they so happen to have, hey, you know what? This is the hope. Some type of success next year. That money could go up. So get the deal done right now. Lock this in. Prove that you're serious about getting a contender down the road built up around Cade Cunningham.
Okay, I want to ask you more about that 830. I'm curious if it makes sense, a rookie max versus how does it change as the years go by? Obviously, the price is going to go up, but is there more added benefit in just getting it done from a contractual standpoint?
I think outside of the contractual standpoint, I believe just building this foundation with Cade Cunningham, showing him that he's somebody that is wanted, showing him that he's somebody that you believe in, that you say, you know what, yes, we do believe that you're that star to take us into the next era of Detroit basketball, winning Detroit basketball. When you look at some of the other young players kind of in his ilk who've also gotten this deal, it would also be only fitting for him to get this. You know, what are you saying about Cade Cunningham if, you know what, LaMelo Ball, who he's had some accomplishments, Cade hasn't yet, but as it relates to player, I look at them as pretty similar guys in the same category of basketball players. So it's like, you know what, he's getting this type of deal when he's eligible. Cade Cunningham is that same ilk of player. You got to kind of show that respect if you believe in him. Yeah. So whether other people disagree with that or not, if the Pistons believe in him, it just says a lot right now to kind of build this bond with Cade Cunningham right now, the earliest you can do that.
We need a winning team down at LCA. Like, we're watching basketball right now. The finals are on. The Pistons' last game was April 14th. We're coming up on 2 months since we've seen basketball. Not good basketball, but just basketball.
Yeah.
We need that back.
We need that back.
We need it.
It's crazy that, like, the Pistons were the last team to make the playoffs at LCA, but they still feel like the farthest away from making the playoffs out of any of our Detroit sports teams.
Wild.
That's wild.
Before we get into the Tigers, did you see the concert down at the Michigan Central Station over the weekend?
Yeah.
I just got to say, first off, I wish it was, or maybe I missed something. I wish it was marketed a little stronger before because it looked like so much fun. But the more I saw clips all over YouTube, people reacting to the concerts, for all of the different concerts, I was kind of locked into the Eminem, Jelly Roll, Trick Trick, his performance, I think near the end of the show. It was just awesome seeing how much love it's getting worldwide. Like, people understanding not just the Detroit hip-hop scene, but Eminem's effect on hip-hop, Eminem's homage to Trick Trick and some of the real OGs in the game. Like, that's part of Eminem's come up that people forget about or don't understand. I learned more this weekend, too, the more I dug into it. It was just cool seeing Detroit get that love.
It was. I think ultimately it also shows the resurgence of Detroit. That train station building was always synonymous with the ruin of Detroit. Yeah. You know, and it would show up in movies just to kind of get destroyed in Transformers and some Batman movies and such. And it's like to see it kind of now in the national spotlight for being a point of restoration and a point of highlight of what Detroit actually is, that resilience. I absolutely love it. It is cool to see us on that stage. You're right. I didn't see much on it. I kind of saw a little blurb really quickly on Twitter about it because I believe Rod Beard tweeted something out about it from the Detroit News. So I said, okay, cool. Let me tap into what this is. Wife and I tapped into the concert, and it was really dope. It was really well done. I was waiting for it to, you know, I felt like they were gonna do a good job, and it honestly exceeded my expectations.
I love it.
I love
it. I love it.
It was
epic. Epic. Fortunately, that wasn't the only good thing that happened down in Detroit. The Tigers got a win. They got one win out of this Brewers series. Almost took the series. They should have won Game 2. They ended up losing 5-4. The Brewers came back. Brewers are a good team, by the way. First place in their division. Came back down 4-1. Came back to win 5-4. But luckily, Tigers got Skubal on the mound. They're inching closer to the Arnold Palmer, getting back to that 50-50, that 500. And I was just really happy, Gilmore, to see that Skubal was on the mound yesterday.
I see what you're doing there.
Yes.
Frodo is in form.
I'm in form. He made the Brewers hitters disappear like Billy Casper in the first inning.
I love Frodo.
I have a question. We're going to talk a little bit later, but should we, be VJ singing the praise of Skubal for Cy Young? That's a question I want to ask. But first, just Skubal on the mound, man. He came out firing in the first inning.
Oh, yeah.
3 Ks. It was. You knew it was going to be a dominant effort out of Tarek Skubal in that first inning. It wasn't perfect from start to finish, but that first inning, he was locked in, blew 3 Brewers hitters away with the strikeouts.
Yeah, it's awesome to see this guy on the mound. And the way that the team just responds, they usually win when this guy is on the mound. You know, the runs, they come in support, and it's awesome to see. Whatever the formula is when Skubal is on the mound that makes those bats go, they got to bottle that up. They have to bottle it up and make sure they share it with the other pitchers on the staff.
There's no pressure. They know that they only need to score a couple of runs. Yeah. They know when Skubal's on the bump that he's going to hold the opposing team to a small amount. Maybe it's 0, maybe it's 1, maybe it's 2. Jake Rogers talked about this after the game. Jake Rogers had himself a game too, but he talked about just knowing that they don't need many runs to win this game. That pressure's off. They just need to manufacture a way. Fortunately, they went up early. Then in the 5th inning, my guy Rake in the chat, you know how that 5th inning, 8-run inning, you know how it started? With a bunt. With a bunt. A Wenzel Perez bunt to start the inning.
Aren't you?
I'm so proud. Good things happen when you put the ball in play and put the pressure on the defense.
You know what? I'm happy for you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
obviously
you.
with
I
a
love
win,
it.
with a win, I'm very happy, especially anytime they win with Skubal on the mound. I'm going to be happy about that. But you're right. It's kind of the reverse of what we talk about with some of these other pitchers, they go out there on the mound and they have the stress of knowing we have to shut down this lineup because the bats behind us aren't really going to get it done. But then you got this kind of reverse effect with Scooble on the mound. The bats are actually able to go up there and be a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Hopefully they start to realize what they have at the top of this lineup, even behind Scooble, and the bats can feel a little bit more comfortable. Kind of backing them up as well.
It's also how they feel in the field, too. And with Scooble, although he's a power pitcher, he's a strikeout pitcher, he also pitches to contact. So the infielders and the outfielders, they're prepared for balls to come their way. They're not just sitting back and wait, all right, it's going to be a 14, 15 strikeout game, not going to get many balls. No, Scooble pitches to contact. He just has such nasty stuff, like 101.7 miles per hour nasty, the hardest pitch of his career. He's got that strikeout, that put-away stuff, his fastball, his slider, his cutter, and his changeup are all filthy. But he also knows how to get a ground ball, so he gets double plays when he needs to. I got some crazy Scooble stats for you. Yesterday, though.
Hey, tell me.
Yesterday, solid effort. 6.2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 10 Ks, 2 bases on balls, 2 walks. He was throwing 41% fastballs. That's a pretty high number these days. Usually you see it down closer to 30, and then you mix in your off-speed stuff. But that's Scooble attacking the strike zone with his fastball. He was not like he was 100 all day long. He was actually sitting like 95, 96. But when he needed it, he was bumping it up to 101.7. So, and I think you've seen some of these because you posted some social clips or some social graphics. He's allowed 18 earned runs in his last 17 starts. That's insane. 5 strikeouts in every start this season. He currently ranks in the top 10 in the MLB for like 6 crazy analytical categories, including ERA, strikeout percentage, walk percentage, a bunch of different categories. But how about this? This is where we start getting into the serious southpaw stuff. Yeah, you
so
feel
proud
it.
today.
You feel it. He joins Clayton Kershaw. This is in 2014. Clayton Kershaw's Cy Young and MVP season.
And Matthew Stafford's best friend.
Yeah, his center in football in high school?
Yeah.
I believe so. They're the only pitchers in MLB history with an 18-start stretch with 100-plus innings pitched, 20 or fewer earned runs, 20 or fewer walks, 130-plus strikeouts, and 13 wins. That's insanity.
Wow.
In that stretch, he's 13-1 with a 1.64 ERA. It's wild. Scooble's, we're going to have the conversation as we move through this spring, as we get closer to the trade deadline. No one wants to trade him. You want to build around him. We're not getting into that today. Today's about celebrating Scooble and what he can do because he's a workhorse on there. He's a monster. Yeah. But yesterday, it wasn't just him. Like, he couldn't win yesterday's game alone. Let me make sure I get my dad joke ready. Riley Green. Riley Green seems out of his Fred funk. He was stroking yesterday, and he was playing great defense.
Yeah.
He had that line drive, that sliding catch, I believe. I forget which inning it was. Scooble got into a little bit of trouble. Churrio lined out to Riley Green. Then he and Matt Vierling, Green and Vierling, robbed balls that would have been home runs if they were hit a Michelle wee bit farther.
Yeah.
Riley Green made that one home run grab look easy. But that was a home run rob. He just happened to be standing there, and then Vierling made a sensational play later on in the game. It was great. Great to see Riley Green, especially with Torkelson down in AAA. Great to see him get going.
Yeah, and it looked like Torkelson as well as finding some type of success down in AAA. Hopefully the same thing that we saw at Parker Meadows, to be able to get on there and just kind of be comfortable, have the pressure off, allows you to focus more on, dialing in and focusing on this pitch.
Yes.
And each pitch. Like, I'm hoping that Torkelson is getting comfortable because if he can be anything close to average, imagine what this does for this lineup.
Yes. You see, like, this, although yesterday's game doesn't solve everything because it was won with a one inning outburst. Yeah. Although they scored 2 other runs, we need some more consistency throughout the game. But we'll take these outbursts when we get them.
Yeah,
we'll get them. And Spencer Torkelson, he's hitting over 400 down in AAA. Again, it's still a small sample size, but what we wanted to see, we're starting to see him hitting the ball hard, hitting the ball to the gaps. He's hit a home run. I want to see a couple more home runs down in AAA, but this is where you just want to see his confidence pick back up. It's minor league hitting. Although it's AAA, it's a huge difference between major league pitching, but nonetheless, you want to see him go hit the ball, and that's what he's doing. I love it. You know what else I love? I love the short game. I love the short game, the putt from Wenzel Perez. We talked about that bunt to kick off the 5th inning. We had a 3-run Jack Nicklaus from Jake Rogers. That was a huge point in the game, hitting that 3-run bomb in the 5th to finish off. I believe that was a 10th run. That was special. We got 4 Tiger batters had hits in Fred Couples. That's Perez had 2 hits, Riley Green had 2 hits, Gio Urshela had 2 hits, and Jake Rogers had 2. And then Zach McKinstry does what few Tiger shortstops have been able to do recently. You see him hit that slider down and away out of the strike zone, just poking his bat out at it. That's the pitch on the other side of the strike zone that Javi Baez just can't seem to make contact with. Zach McKinstry knew what he needed to do, put it in the outfield in a big situation, bases loaded. You need Andy. You want to get to the next batter, Andy Ibanez, a lefty killer. The Brewers had just brought in a lefty relief pitcher. You're trying to get to that next batter. You don't want a double play ball. You don't want anything hit on the ground. You need it to get in the outfield. McKinstry was able to poke it out, literally just a little bloop right in front of the left fielder. Scored 1, maybe 2. Then Andy Ibanez came and drove in 1 more. It was a fantastic inning. Again, they win. They score more than 5 runs. They win. It was needed. They got a day off today. They got the Washington Nationals coming into town Tuesday. That's a series you have to win.
That's what I'm about to say. They have their schedule kind of ahead of them. They have a mix of games that you got to win, especially with some of the other series they have ahead. It'll be nice to see them go out there and take care of business. I know we've said this before other series as well, but if they can get in there, handle business, give themselves a shot to be 500, kind of going into a tough part of their schedule. I know they have the White Sox on the schedule coming up as well, but if they can kind of give themselves a little bit of pad, show that they do have this fight that A.J. Hinch is talking about. I do know they have resilience.
Yes.
They're not allowing themselves to kind of be knocked out and stay down on the mat. We've seen them now take a couple different punches, and each time they found themselves kind of fighting back, getting back to 500. This Brewers series, it felt like one they could have packed it in, especially after you blow a game in that second one. But they said, you know what, we got Scooble on the mound. Let's go out there and let's get us a dub. If this team continues to be resilient and keep themselves afloat in this wild card race, it's an exciting and partially successful season. I want to see them make the wild card, man. I really do. I want to see them, obviously, as a fan, as an observer, I want to see my team do good. But to see that this pitching that they have and to not waste that and to prove that this is what you need to build around rather than, I know today we're celebrating him, but rather than trading Scooble, I want it for that.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to ask you guys if it's a successful season if they make the playoffs, right? Like getting into the playoffs, that's a success, whatever the record is. Right now, they're 2 games out of the wild card. The Minnesota must have won late last night, but they're 2 games out. They're right in the mix. Granted, and imagine how frustrated, like, the fan base has been pretty frustrated with this season or the expectations. You want more out of this team, but they're right in the mix. Who knows what this next stretch does for them? They got some potential. Again, you get into the playoffs, you get that staff in 3 games. Nobody wants to face that.
You know what? And that's the interesting thing, too, because before the season when we were stating we believe that this team can potentially compete for the AL Central and find themselves in the playoffs, at least with the wild card, there were a lot of people saying, no, that's not the expectations for the Tigers. This team still has a lot to go. They should have picked up a bat, blah, blah, blah. So to see the passion, to see people like upset that the team is 2 games below 500 in the month of June, it's just like, whoa, where did the expectations shift from everybody? Where did it change for you? Where now it's like, you know what, I'm locked in every game. I'm passionate now. If they lose a game, I'm actually upset with it because it matters. This team could be in a position to get into the playoffs. Where did this change for people?
Yeah, I don't even blame. Like, I'm happy people care.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not.
It's awesome to see.
Occasionally there's moments I'm like, guys, just chill out. Like, this team is, we're going to go through it. But the fact that they care, I can dig that. I see Graham in the chat. It's funny. Brother likes bunts because pitchers get to field the ball. Actually, that's one of the hardest things. Most pitchers don't like fielding the ball. I mean, you want it to be relatively natural. You do PFPs, pitcher fielding practice in spring training, but you don't often revisit them consistently throughout the season. It's a bang-bang play where you're up there just focusing on pitching, and all of a sudden there's a ball, especially as a lefty, down the third base line. You got to go field it. So you got to get low. There's a hole. You got to get low. You got to use your legs. You got to shuffle the first base so you throw an accurate throw. A lot of pitchers I know, and I've taken many in the shins, in the knees.
Oh man,
they are not accurate throwing the ball anywhere but on the mound. So when a lot of pitchers are going to field the ball down the third baseline, they chuck it into the outfield or they throw it into the dirt. It's a different arm angle. You're sped up. You even saw Tarek Skubal on the double play ball that he started yesterday. It wasn't like it was the most fluid throw. Fortunately, it was on target, But nonetheless, he got it done. It's not fun, but that's why you do it, because it puts the pressure on him. And if he throws the ball in the outfield or he a guy gets on him, it throws off everything as a pitcher. That's why you do it.
It's more support in the corner of why you're saying, hey, listen, bunt if you have to, especially if you know we don't have the bats. It's not like you're asking them to send your big hitters up there to bunt.
Yeah.
This is a team that has to find the best ways to manufacture any runs, and a bunting should be a big part of that, especially if it makes sense. There's been several times we've called it out, but I do got to ask you this.
Yes.
Were you one of those pitchers that like to field the ball? Did you like that action?
No. No, I didn't. I didn't, because it was – especially as a lefty, they'd usually try to bunt down the third baseline to me. So you have to turn your back to first base to field it. And Mike G actually asked in the chat, Broder, on the bunt, do you field it barehanded or do you throw it underhand to first base? It depends. If the ball is still moving, you're supposed to pick it up with your glove. You try to be fluid with it, grab it with your glove, throw it to first. If the ball is stopped, if it's come to a dead stop on the field, that's where you stab at it with your hand. You want to grab it in your pitch or your throwing grip, sometimes 3 fingers. You want to grab it clean and then throw it to first. But then you got to get your legs into it. You want that shuffle to first so you get your momentum going that way, but there's not always the time. Because usually people who are bunting are faster, unless it's a sacrifice bunt. But nonetheless, Tigers were fun. Won 1 out of 3. I want to ask you about that Cade Cunningham max contract. I also want to ask you about a potential GM for the Detroit Pistons.
There's a candidate that's popped up.
A name that
we've talked about on our show before.
Yes, and he's familiar to a lot of Pistons fans.
Yep.
Let's first take a quick break. You guys want to let us know which break we're doing, boys? Can't hear you. You got it?
Yeah, I got you. Hey, listen, you guys already know Oakland Hills Country Club. It is the best. Randy Wise, it is the best. And you know what? Supporting the American Cancer Society is the best. And I can also tell you what else is the best. That is Premier Pet Supplies, hands down Michigan's best pet store. They offer the same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned and operated for over 30-plus years. Over 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best at www.premierpetsupply.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseBuickGMC.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Visit Dispo Dispensary today for a deal that's too good to miss. They got a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere and shopping experience. So try the freshest inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. Come through their stores or order on Dispo Dash today. Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug. Kool-Aid, tell them about the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Hey, I will. We are live at Oakland Hills Country Club for the first stop of the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour, a series of high-profile golf events featuring amazing courses, top-notch outings, and local celebrities. Today's event is supporting the American Cancer Society. Thank you guys for choosing to kick off today with the Wake Up Woodward crew. We got 4 of the starting 5 in the building. Flannel Sam will be on Big D Energy today, the vet of the squad. But we got KG in the building, Detroit's #1 draft pick. We got that dude, Justin. Let's go Woodward Sports' MVP, JBSMOOOOOV. It's your boy Broder over here, and Detroit Kool-Aid.
That's here. We're here at the beautiful Oakland Hills Country Club.
Beautiful.
In front of the Monster, in front of the South Golf Course. This is a historic site.
Yes, sir.
What an awesome experience. The carts are getting ready for the scramble.
Hey,
I'm assuming they're playing a scramble.
Up.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening. I can't wait. Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. It's going to be a fun day. You know what's also going to be a fun day?
What up, though?
When CADE signs that contract.
Ooh.
The question is when, and what's the Nick price? What's the right price? Do you think they're going to offer it? Should they offer him? Let's just cut it. I gotta make sure I wash my mouth in here.
Yeah.
We're in a public place. CADE should get the max. It seems like you're a supporter of that. Is that because he's earned it because of his play in the court? Is that because this is the right timeline for that to happen, combined with the belief that he is the future of this team? What are the reasons for doing it this summer?
Yeah, a lot of it is going to have to do with the belief that you have in him as a player and who you believe he can be if you build around him appropriately. So if you're giving him the max, you're making a commitment to going out there within this window of time and making sure that you have an opportunity to not just make the playoffs, but be a serious contender within these playoffs within those 5 years. Because you're not giving him this contract to just say, you know what, goodbye on the next one. You're hoping that this is somebody that you can build around long-term, have some type of longevity beyond even this next contract. That's what you want to see out of a Cade Cunningham. Nobody goes into these situations and says, you know what, we want a guy that can be here just for a couple years that we can trade, and we sign him to the max. Because if you don't believe in him, but you give him that max, how are you trading him? If you think that he's not that guy, if you're just looking to flip him. So there has to be this extreme belief in him, and then I hope it signals that this team is going to move rather expeditiously to get something built up around him, which has been lacking his entire rookie contract. He has not had anything built up around him. Flannel did a good job on, I think, 2 shows ago, kind of breaking down what Cade Cunningham has and hasn't had to kind of dispel that notion of what the team is or isn't without him. The team has had better talent on the court when Cade has been injured, and when he hasn't been injured, most of that other talent has been injured. That's kind of been this ebb and flow as it relates to Cade Cunningham. Get him something reliable. That's what this max contract represents. It's about a belief in who you believe Cade Cunningham to be and what you believe your team is going to be if you build around him.
You know, we talk a lot about the Tigers looking to find that foundation, find out who their core players are to build around. That's part of the patience, we'll call it, of Scott Harris, not to make any drastic changes yet. That's at least the route I'm taking to defend the slowness of making a significant move. Is that – I know the Pistons have had a worse stretch or a worse season, but are they in a better situation – not a better situation than the Tigers, but they're in a good situation knowing that Cade Cunningham is that foundation, is that core. Yeah. Now they just need to build around him, and to do that, you got to solidify it with that contract first.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I think it helps him feel comfortable. And during the exit interviews, Cade Cunningham had a lot to say about it. He did say, yeah, I'm already thinking about that contract. He said, I'd be lying to y'all if I wasn't. He's like, but, you know, knock on wood, I got to make sure that I do what I have to do in terms of improving as a basketball player, making sure that my health and my stamina on the court and how many games I play a year improves, put myself in the best possible position. But he also mentioned this. This is his first offseason. He gets to just go in and not worry about rehabbing, not worry about coming back from injury. He just gets to go out there and focus on getting better as a basketball player for the first time in his NBA career. He's expecting even bigger things. I know that a lot of people, they scoff at what he did this season because of the team's record, but he took the necessary jumps forward. When we all talked about the types of jumps we wanted to see plus 5 points in the scoring. He went from 17 to 22. He did it. We wanted to see the assist stay about the same. The assist-to-turnover ratio it aligns with some of the other top guards in the league. He was top 10 in assists as well, top 10 in potential assists. He showed the necessary improvement, and he showed that if you put the right players around him, he's the type of guard that is looking to distribute, get his teammates the ball, get them involved, and really try and be not just a leader but a coach on the court as well.
Two questions I have for you, Kool-Aid.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you if you're concerned about these two. Are you concerned about injuries at all? Do you consider him injury prone? I know you probably don't have behind the scenes medical information, but is that something fans should be worried about? Also, are turnovers something to be worried about? I am actually, I'll let you answer that first.
And state it one more time. The turnovers I heard, and what was the first question?
The first one, are you worried about injury concerns long term? Is he considered an injury prone player around the league, or are we just hyper focused on it? Am I just hyper-focused on that because the Pistons have struggled those last 2 years and he's been hurt?
Well, the struggles are kind of a part of it as well. When you have a team that's struggling, what you're not going to do is send your prized possession out there to say, you know what, no, we need you to play every game. If you know who he is, sometimes you're going to have some aspect of load management that goes into it. The surgery he had is to make sure that long-term he's going to be a guy that's going to be on the court a lot more than he has been. But early on after that surgery, you don't want to necessarily run him out there for the full gauntlet of an 82-game season. So you're going to want him to, a year after having the surgery, probably take it a little bit easy.
Okay.
Maybe play 50 games, maybe play 60 games, and that's what we saw this year. And it was kind of that's what it was. The doctors who suggested that this is the operation he gets, they said long-term he'll have no complications.
Nice.
But obviously early on it's a situation where you want to treat it with the opportunity to fully heal and have that strength there. And that's what he's looking forward to. I think for Cade Cunningham, it was all about being able to get to this offseason healthy, being able to get to this offseason knowing you can go 100% and put yourself in a position to do things like, you know what, like he said it.
Yeah.
At the X interviews. I need to cut down on these turnovers. I need to get tighter with my handles. It was cool to see him kind of taking responsibility. To Matthew Kruger's point, Cade Cunningham also said he needs to get better defensively. So it was awesome to see that he's going into this offseason working on his deficiencies. And to the tune of those turnovers, he did get better as the year went on. Obviously, to start the year, those turnovers were sitting at about 5.4 a game. As the year went on, those came down to about 3 a game and put him kind of in league with some of the other top point guards in the league as it relates to turnovers.
When you have the ball in your hand so much and you're the team's primary playmaker.
55% true usage. That's insane.
And that's what we're seeing with Caitlin Clark, too. Like, she just got the ball in her hands more, and the game is fast still. Although Cade, he's able to slow it down. It's still fast for a young player, and you're going to make turnovers. What I want to ask you, though, is the decision-making when it comes to putting pieces around Cade.
Yeah.
Who's it going to be? Because there's a name. There's a name that's been floating around. Does it make sense to bring in a former Gary player for the Pistons? Does it make sense to bring in Tayshaun Prince as the team's new GM?
You know what? I would love it. We've talked about it on this show as well. I remember we say, listen, if the Pistons are serious, go out there and get a person like Tayshaun Prince. Go out there and appeal to somebody who knows and understands what Detroit basketball actually is, the history. Because it's not just what those former teams were. It was the relationship between those players and those fans and making sure that you don't let them down. To have a person who understands how our heart beats in that front office, to understand, you know what, even if I'm not the president of basketball operations, he was the vice president of basketball affairs with the Grizzlies. So he does come with more than just GM experience, but with a lot more of that front office executive experience as well. He's a person that can carry a lot of weight if he's in that Detroit Pistons front office. And honestly, we don't know exactly what he's been responsible for, which moves with the Grizzlies, but we know that they've had a lot of success and they've had a decent rise while Tayshaun Prince has been within that front office, and he's held within high regard, not just there, but across the league as a front office executive. Tayshaun Prince, to me, would be a fantastic hire, and it would make me ultimately feel very comfortable about this Trajan Langdon kind of era that's about to begin.
That seems like a savvy move to me, a good move
would be awesome.
for a new president of basketball operations.
Bring Tayshaun Prince home.
Yeah, that's exactly what Rake said. Bring him home. Chuck Brewer says, can Prince play some 3 for us? Grama says Pistons blood. I'm seeing a lot. All Rando Smalls, all for bringing Tayshaun home.
Yep.
Hey, I'm a fan. We're going to break it down a little bit more as these decisions start to come out. I'm excited to hear you break it down for us. But just looking from a bird's eye perspective, I like the idea of Tayshaun being back in a leadership position for this team.
Nonsense. When you remember Tayshaun Prince's second stint with the Detroit Pistons, he was a guy who didn't get in the mess. He was a guy who stood on the outside of that, tried to be a leader. And he didn't have a problem calling out stuff when he had to call it out. That's where the famous saying buffoonery came from. The buffoonery years of the Detroit Pistons. It was Tayshaun Prince who actually uttered the phrase to the media because he was like, you know what, we got to be better.
Got to.
And it's like, you know, it was awesome to see him as a vet during that second stint and to see the type of charisma and character that he carried. I would love to be able to see that in the front office where I believe that these young players that we have here and any talent coming in, they're going to need structure. Think about how important it was to have a person on the team at the end of the season like a Taj Gibson. Like Taj Gibson was getting airtime just because of the effect he was supposedly having on these young players because they didn't have that type of leadership, that veteran leadership and structure within the organization or on the court.
They were trying to make Taj Udonis Haslam, which I think they need, but
he wasn't even bad at the job either.
I know.
Like, I can't even hate on it, but it was just like you still won sub 20 games.
Wild. We got to get to break. Let's Let's actually chat. Let us know during break. You want to get into this Caitlin Clark discussion? You want to talk Lions real quick? Let us know. I got a Lions game for you, but we do have to touch on that Caitlin Clark decision to keep her off the national team, Team USA, for the WNBA. Excuse me, for the women's basketball team in the Olympics. But Kool-Aid, tell them about all the other shows we got going on today as people are rolling in here for the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Yes, sir. People are starting to show up, man. Hey, look, I see the video drone is up in the sky and everything, and the party is about to get started down here at Oakland Hills Country Club. It's going to be an epic day, but thank you guys for choosing to kick off the day with the Woo Crew. Wake up Woodward, 8 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday via Woodward Sports. But I hope that you guys stay tapped in the rest of the day to support all of Woodward Sports, starting with Big D Energy. You got 4-time Stanley Cup champion winner Darren McCarty alongside his co-host, the Golden Voice, Neil Rule. After that, you got from 2 to 4, Armani and Edwards with Mass, a lovable radio legend Tom Mazaway alongside University of Michigan legend, former NFL wide receiver Braylon Edwards, and Detroit media king Ryan Armani. And then finish off the day with the big fellas, that is the Woodward heavyweights from 5 to 7 p.m. You guys already know. Big Spimo Racks and Speak Easy to bring you the biggest laughs, the biggest interviews, the biggest breakdowns. Only on Woodward Sports, man. And we appreciate you guys for making us your #1 digital sports network.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had to spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseBuickGMC.com.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Are you dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues? Well, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham, they'll have your back. They got 10-plus years of experience. They got 24/7 availability. So scan the QR code on the screen right above my head or call 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports sent you, and KDK will pay your filing fee. That's huge. KDK Law, they've got your back.
Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off today with the Woo Crew. You see we got a little bit different background today. That's because we are live at Oakland Hills Country Club for the first stop of the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour, a series of high-profile golf events featuring amazing courses, top-notch outings, and local celebrities. Today's event is supporting the American Cancer Society. And our Randy Wise celebrity is Tiger great Kirk Gibson. I know that's one of your favorites as well.
Oh,
Broder,
yeah.
When it comes to your next car or truck, make the wise decision. Randy Wise Automotive.
We back.
We back.
We back right here at Oakland Hills Country Club.
Yes,
the
sir.
Beautiful Oakland Hills Country Club. They're in the middle of the renovations of the brand new clubhouse. I believe it's expected to be open in 2026. We're in front of the Monster, the South Course.
Yes,
it was redone in 2021. One of the most beautiful courses in the country. This is an absolute gem.
Pure Michigan.
Pure Michigan.
Pure Michigan.
I remember when I was younger, they hosted the Ryder Cup here.
Yeah.
They've had all kinds of different tournaments. And then, let me make sure, again, I get this acronym correct. They're hosting 8 USGA championships from 2024 to 2051, beginning this year, July 22nd, with the U.S. Junior Amateur. We're at a special place.
Yeah, we are. And you know what? I've seen them kind of making a lot of different improvements. Every day I drive into work. It's right down Maple, right through the middle of Birmingham, and kind of seeing this park, seeing this golf course since we've been here last year, it's just as beautiful, man. It's awesome. It's cool to be out here.
Mike G says, Stick, do your job and get Broder and Kool-Aid some Long Islands. That's how you start a scramble. That's how I'm sure a couple of our friends here from the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour, maybe it's a Long Island, maybe it's a Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just, you're starting out with the cold one, but being out on a golf course, it is kind of rainy, kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
it's starting to get festive in here, though.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see the people starting to get here. I'm looking forward to the day. Going to stick around for a couple of the other shows as well.
We got the auctions right in front of us. It's going to be fun. But we got to veer off a little bit just for, we'll call it 10 minutes here, away from the Detroit sports scene because there was major news this weekend. And maybe maybe it shouldn't be as major, but it's being talked about a lot.
Took over everywhere. Even the football world was talking about it, man.
It did, and that's why I think it's an important conversation. It's important for us to use our platform to have these conversations because they're difficult ones and a lot of different opinions going around. But I want to ask you guys about this Caitlin Clark situation. Caitlin Clark, a rookie for the Indiana Fever. Yeah. She gets left off. Team USA for the upcoming Olympics out in Paris that start July 26th and roll through August 11th. The WNBA takes a month-long break during that time every 4 years for these Olympics. Caitlin Clark, easily one of the most, if not the most popular player in women's basketball.
And a good player as well.
A very good player, but a rookie left off the team. What are your feelings just to kick things off? Should she have been left off? Should she have been left off from a basketball perspective, from a rookie? Where does your mind go to first? There are so many angles to this.
My mind instantly goes to the rookie perspective. It reminds me a little bit of kind of early with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and those guys. And even when they made the team, it was still them kind of at the end of Larry Brown's Olympic team bench. And so my mind instantly kind of went there. Like, maybe this is a rookie thing. Because if it's a talent thing, Caitlin Clark has proven to have some talent. She's played in these types of Olympic environments during college and I believe during high school as well. So it's like she's used to this. But I do believe that some part of the rookie thing has to do with it because where would it be as it relates to the talent disparity?
And how about this? This is actually a perfect comment for this conversation because Cody Ingle says in the chat, Broder, she's not even the best player that was left off. Why only talk about Clark? Because she is the most popular player who's bringing the most eyes.
There you go.
It's from a basketball standpoint, and my exact point Chuck Brewer brings up next. From a basketball standpoint, it's the right call. It's not like she's not yet the top part of the top 12 WNBA players. There are other great players who were left off the team. She is far and away the most popular. He says from a marketing and business standpoint, bad call.
Listen, that's exactly it. Because as soon as we hear them say that they're not paid enough, what do we tell them to do? Go make more money. Have more people watch your games. This was an opportunity on the national stage. Global stage. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. On the global stage, to be able to put your best at the forefront, your most popular at the forefront, to be able to attract as many fans as possible. We talk about it as well. That retention that you get when you're on that big stage, to be able to say, you know what, we have some new fans, some new followers, some new observers. I do believe they messed up. When you're talking about the business part of it, which is one of the biggest storylines we continue to hear from the WNBA, I do believe that this was a mistake.
Yes. And KG, I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
But this roster is, from a basketball standpoint, the roster is loaded with guards.
Yeah.
The only two you can really make a case to take her off is Diana Taurasi, who's a legend.
Of course.
So you understand, even at 41 years old, why she's on the team. And also Chelsea Gray. This is the other one in the mix because she's injured. When she's healthy, she's one of the best guards in WNBA. She's also becoming a legend, but she might not even be healthy enough for the Olympics. So from a basketball standpoint, I get it. From a marketing standpoint, like should we be worried about that? Should we be talking about that? The one problem I have, and Christine Brennan, a reporter for USA Sports, this is the piece to it that kind of throws the basketball and the marketing concept out. It's reports that there were players or there were people in the decision-making process of this that said they were worried about her fans and the uproar when she doesn't get much playing time, when she rides the bench.
Yeah.
That has me raise my eyebrows. What's your thoughts on this situation?
I think they got it right, and you guys hit the nail on the head. She's only been in the league for 1 month. And she's not one of the top players in the NBA. I can see if she was the best player in the NBA, then there's no reason to leave her off. But even with the men's game, there's rare occasions when rookies actually make the team and get significant playing time. So I just think it's a situation where she needs to earn her lumps, man. I've said it once. I'll say it again. She just needs to earn her lumps, and she will eventually get to that point. But pushing her right now after only being in the WNBA for 1 month, it's a little much. I feel like it's a little much. And they'll be able to market her perfectly throughout the season. She's already the biggest topic of conversation in regards to women's basketball. So I don't think there will be a problem there. But, yeah, just give us some time, people. Let it marinate.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's what we were talking about with LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh and everything, and everybody thought, this is crazy. Why aren't they getting more playing time? Why are they coming off of the bench? This is really just a part of that culture of basketball. It is. And if you know that you have a team that is worthy on that court as well, then what are we really talking about?
Yeah.
And that's why I said the only argument that I can really see is the aspect as it relates to the marketing aspect of it. But, you know, KG's right. You can market her all throughout this WNBA season as well.
Look, we're talking about her. This is the second straight week that we've been talking about Caitlin Clark.
And she's not even on the team.
Yes.
But is that not a problem that we're going to be talking about her when she's not at the Olympics? We're going to be talking about her more than we're going to be watching. Like, are you waking up?
Dang, that is true.
When a game is in Paris, when you have to wake up for a 6 o'clock women's basketball game, are you going to do that? Are you going to go out of your way to watch that with Caitlin Clark not on the team?
I mean, me personally, probably not. I got to just keep it a buck. But there are people that will, though.
The diehards.
Yes.
The diehards. But the casuals won't. I'm convinced that 99% of the casuals won't.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with some people I'm close to last night, and it seems that same way. It's not that they don't respect the game, don't respect the WNBA or women's basketball, but in terms of what you want to see, what you want to watch, even if it's just the fans going crazy at the end of the game, cheering to put her in garbage time. Like, there's something to be said. Bill Plaschke wrote an article. It's kind of opinionated, so I don't want to call it a great article or not. But he had a really good line. He said, Clark does not steal attention. She brings it. She doesn't hog the cheers. She doubles them. She's not only getting rich, she's making everyone around her rich. So I understand both sides to it. There's a point of, because it's the Olympics, because this is a global platform to showcase not just Caitlin Clark, but the players who are actually going to be on the court, the stars of the game, the Asia Wilsons, the Sabrina Ionescu's, the Brittany Griners. Like, more eyes will be on them just if Caitlin Clark was on the roster.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets tricky. From a basketball standpoint, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. From a marketing standpoint, it's totally a missed opportunity. But is that the most important? Is that not? That's where the argument comes. That's where people disagree.
Yeah, I think for USA Basketball, they're going to protect more of the sanctity of the game. You would hope that that's what they would do, and that they take all of the aspects of marketing or money out of it and just say, you know, we're going to roll with the team that we believe is the best that represents America. I do believe that there is something to be said about that. So
yeah. Last point, the one thing I don't like to see, and she did come out and say that she's going to take advantage of this time off.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like that was starting to brew Friday and Saturday was a bunch of non-hoopers coming out and saying the best thing for Caitlin Clark is to not be there so she can rest and you know, just get away from basketball for a little bit. I imagine you're like this, Kool-Aid, but hoopers, they want to play basketball.
They want to play ball.
They don't want
anywhere.
It's the benefit of the sport of basketball, why I love it so much.
Yeah.
You can practice anywhere at any time for as long as you can physically demand it. As a baseball player, I wish so bad that I could throw a baseball an unlimited amount of times, but you can't. You can get in the gym at any time you want. Hoopers want to play basketball. To me, the best thing for Caitlin Clark is traveling around with 11 of the best basketball players in the world, learning that experience, learning the game, learning how to interact with fans globally. I don't want to hear non-hoopers talk about what's best for her is rest.
Big fact.
And that's
it's part of it.
Big
It's part
fact.
of it. Of course, everyone needs rest, but she's a hooper.
And that's no lie, man. Look, hoopers want to hoop. It's one of those things where all of us can relate, man. All of us can relate. When you hear a basketball, someone just bouncing in the distance, hoopers are like, instantly. It's like, yo, get me to a court right now. Get me to a court right now. Man, I totally get that.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's a conversation because she's not here. We're going to be having it again, but there's so many angles to it in terms of sports, women, men. racism. There's a lot of dimensions, so we're going to be continuing this conversation.
Yeah.
But let's get to break. We got some Lions questions to come at you. We got a game. We got birdie, par, bogey coming at you hot. We're here at the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. We're talking Lions next. But fellas over there, what's our next read? And you're muted, so
Lady James. I'm going to tell them about something awesome, man. I really will. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That is Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. All you got to do is stop in, sit back, and relax, and let one of Lady Jane's talented hairstylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. That's Lady Jane's, and it's wicked awesome.
Braylon that was here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around. Who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Alarm, let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians, they take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. It's 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you as long as needed. It's technology backed by people and your safety and security. It deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. All you got to do is call this number right here, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Once again, that number is 1-800-STAY-OUT.
And we're live at the Oakland Hills Country Club for the first stop of the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour, a series of high-profile golf events featuring amazing courses, top-notch outings, and local celebrities. Today's event is supporting the American Cancer Society, and our Randy Wise celebrity is Tiger Great, Spartan Great, Kirk Gibson. When it comes to your next car or truck, make the wise decision. That's Randy Wise Automotive.
Son of a bitch, Paul, why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Oh, man, what up, though, people? It's Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off the day with the crew. Chat family, as always, you guys are the most important part of this platform, so we appreciate any support you can give. Go ahead and satisfy that like button for us.
Satisfy.
It's the Woo Crew. You guys already know what to do. Let's zoom through this like goal today.
Was that a Happy Gilmore? Was that a Happy Gilmore clip?
It was.
I missed it because we're on my laptop. It's a little delay, so I missed the video. But is that the one where he's like down at the ball, like telling it to go into the hole?
Yeah.
Little tap
Classic.
tap it in.
Classic.
Happy.
Hey.
Oh man, one of the best movies of all time, sports movies. Definitely one of the best golf movies of all time. What other golf movies are out there? I can't think of anything off the top of my... Oh, Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually, now that you think about it, some legendary ones. But, no, man, Kool-Aid.
Yes, sir.
Feels so good to be out here.
It does.
We got people coming in.
It's an awesome environment. A very awesome environment.
It's a Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour at a legendary course, Oakland Hills. Again, like Kool-Aid said, hit that like button. It would really help us out. Really help support the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour and Woodward Sports here.
Yeah.
But I got some Lions questions to hit you. I actually have a game similar to over-under, but we're going to call it birdie, par, and bogey.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put some hypotheticals at you.
We get KG in on the action too?
We can totally get KG in on the action.
Let's do that.
We got yardage markers, team records. I'm going to take some of those AI posts you guys put out on the social team this weekend as some guidelines. So I want to hear. If I throw a record prediction at you, I want you guys to tell me, is it right on par? You expect the Lions to finish right there at the record prediction that I'm about to share?
Yeah.
A little under? Or did you bogey? Is it
shanked it a little bit?
Did you shank it a little bit? Or is it a birdie? Are you ahead of it? Are you a birdie? We actually got to decide. Would birdie mean that you expect the record to be greater?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So birdie with a better record.
Would be at least 12.
Yeah. Or better than whatever you present.
Yeah.
So let's practice with this first one.
All right.
So Let me make sure I get this correct.
Hey, we need
AI.
the chat family to be locked in as well, too,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Get your answers into the chat.
What AI actually does? Is this like ChatGPT or something? Or like, where does this come from?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
So AI predicts the Lions to go 11-6.
Wow.
In the 2004 season. Birdie, par, or bogey?
11-6.
11-6.
Birdie. I got him with 12 wins.
So you think so birdie means that's a little how do we describe this? Birdie, they're 12-6. Birdie. Not right on par is 11-6.
Right on par is correct. Like 11-6 would be correct, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So explain how you would answer this.
I would go birdie because I expect them to win 13 games.
Ooh.
So yeah, I can't 11-6. Come on, what is AI doing, man? What are we talking about here?
It's a tough schedule.
Yeah.
It's a tough schedule. This team could
We're
be
a
better.
tough team.
So they hit a bogey.
I like that.
Thank you.
So AI hit a bogey.
They did.
Yeah.
I do think it's a birdie. My initial knee-jerk reaction was it maybe draft night or the day after draft night was 12-5. I think they do have it would be 12-5. I think they do have 13-4 in them. I just think the NFL's tough. It's hard to win 13 games. They are going to be a very good team. So we all want birdie.
Yeah.
We all want birdie. All right, last AI one we'll use it as our practice. AI predicts Jameson Williams to gain 1,300 receiving yards in the 2024 season.
JB's Smooth is ecstatic over here. JB's, yes. Oh, man.
That's crazy.
J-Mo Love. I know you. Hey, JB's over here loving the J-Mo Love. Justin's over here shaking his head in disbelief.
That's a lot of yards.
That's a lot of yards.
From 300 to 13?
Do I want it? Yes, I do. Do I think it's going to happen? So this is one we would answer
Bogey. Yes, it's got to be a bogey.
Bogey for you too?
Little in the sand trap a little bit with that
Why
one.
is JB booing us, bro?
I mean, if it happened, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't see any pathway to Jameson Williams getting 1,300 yards. Not with this offense. How many yards? They had about 6,000 last year. They had 6,917 total yards.
Yep.
Where were all these yards going to come from? They were top 3 offense last year.
Yeah.
We expect Amon-Ra St. Brown to have 1,500 plus again.
Yep.
Yeah.
J-Mo, 1,300. That's way too much.
It is.
I'm kind of thinking he's going to be in the 800 to 1,000 range. Anything over 750, I'm good with.
Absolutely.
And what did he have last year? Jameson Williams, 354 yards on 24 receptions.
The chat is all over the place here, man.
I see par. I see bogey. So people are thinking 1,300 is in.
The Control All Geek said double bogey.
Yeah.
It might be. And I think the key to this is it's receiving yards. It's not all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
Because you start talking end arounds, you start talking creative things coming out of the backfield, maybe kick return yards.
Yeah.
That's where you start, okay, maybe I can see where you go from 800, 900 up to
13 to 15.
Yeah.
That's a lot. 24 receptions. So if he gets 75 receptions, if he triples that, that's still only 1,200 yards, 1,100.
I was going to say, I can see him getting maybe 1,300 all-purpose yards.
That'd be awesome.
I can see him doing that.
It would.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. All right, next one.
AI loves the Lions. Well,
he does.
Kind of.
All right, so how about this? Lions will finish with the top 3 offense again. Birdie, par, or bogey?
I'll say par.
I'm going right on par.
Yeah, I'm going par. Top 3
I need some answers out of you guys. Par?
Yeah, par.
I want to say birdie, actually, because I expect improvements from Jahmyr Gibbs, from J-Mo. This offense could be greater than it was last year.
Not scared.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. I see Justin over there nodding in approval.
I might have made it too easy saying a top three offense. You're saying you expect
it could
to be
be
1 or 2.
a top 1 offense.
Oh,
this year.
Very well good.
I mean, they've been top 3 the last 2 years, so I'm
we're talking
just being real about it.
You're talking about these improvements. We're talking about a full season of Jahmyr Gibbs, who knows the NFL now, and not just knows the NFL. He knows that he's the man as well. He knows he's the man. That does make a difference. And everything that we're hearing about Jameson Williams, if everything that Dan Campbell is saying comes to fruition, honestly, the wide receiving core should be better. You're talking about a Sam Laporta, who's also had a year to play in this league, and no, he's also the man. And Amon-Ra St. Brown. Come on.
Would you be worried if they took a step back, if they were a top 5 offense, top 7?
No, they can't drop out of that top 10, though. As long as it's in the top 10, I'm cool.
Because we think David Montgomery talked about it last week, or maybe it was the week before. Detroit track, a new phrase coined by Ben Johnson. They want to run the ball like more than ever. So there could be yards you're gaining on the ground for sure, but does that limit the amount of air yards that Jared Goff throws to St. Brown, to J-Mo, to Khalif, to DPJ, Antoine Green, that crew, Doris Fountain? He's making some waves down in Allen Park. I think we're all about on par / maybe a birdie there, making a birdie play.
I'm hitting for birdie, man.
All right. How about this? Lions defense will finish as the number 14 defense in the NFL. I gave you a specific number 14.
Yeah.
It's top 15, but number 14.
Well, do you know what they were last year?
I think they were
like 19, 20, something like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to see the improvements. Everything they did in this defensive secondary, everything they did on the defensive line, and what they now have said. We've speculated. Now they're saying the impact that they believe it will have with this linebacking core. You know what? I'm expecting them to be a little bit better. I would but I would take par. I'm going to take par.
Okay.
Because that's a big jump. It's a big jump from 19 to 14. I will take par, but I do expect them to, if everything goes right, be a little bit better than that.
Yeah, I'm on par with this, especially if they stay healthy. I feel like there's definitely a path to them being a top 14 defense with the additions that they made and, of course, the coaching changes that they made. I really believe in the coaches as well. So I'm on par.
All right. I'm sinking a 74 putt for birdie.
Ooh.
I'm feeling a top 12 defense.
Ooh. That's a Super Bowl, man.
Yes.
Stop it. That's a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Who cares if the offense is slips to top 5 at that point in time?
Yes.
Talk to me nice.
I want it all.
Talk to me
I
dirty
want it all.
and nice.
I think the one thing I'm concerned about, I shouldn't even be that concerned. It's DJ Reader not getting much time in camp before the season, but he's not a guy that needs much time in camp.
He's a veteran.
It's more for others, being able to learn around him, being able to get used to the hole that he's going to be stuffing up the middle. So that Aleem, so that Hutch, so that those defensive linemen. It's 4. Instead of pause today, we're saying 4. But I want to see DJ Reader in action. Maybe that's the only thing giving me some hesitation. But what they've done to transform this defense, I totally think they could be a top 12 defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
I want it. I want it now. I want it all.
Be nasty, be vicious, go out there and make these teams cry again. That's what I want to see. Because last year we know that they were number 1 in terms of making their opponents cry. Absolutely love it. NFC opponents, NFC North opponents, everybody can get this work.
Let's go. One more before break. We're going to stay on the defensive end. We're going to go to that guy who's going to be playing right next to DJ Reader, Aleem McNeil.
Ooh.
Birdie, par, or bogey. Aleem McNeil will finish with 8 sacks.
Damn.
8. He had 5 last year and 13 games started.
He could have got to 8 last year, absolutely.
Contract year bump as well.
DJ Reader next to him.
Ooh.
Aleem McNeil, birdie, par, bogey, 8 sacks.
8 sacks from the interior is nothing to sneeze at, man. Oh, man, that's tough. I'm going to go bogey by 1 sack. I think he'll have 7.
7?
If we're getting granular with it.
Contract year bump. I'm going to go par.
Okay. There were 14 defensive tackles in the NFL last year that had 8 sacks or more in 2023.
Yeah.
Some absolute studs. Chris Jones at 15, but a good handful of those guys in the 8,
Kobe Turner,
9, 10 range.
Yeah.
I think it's right on par. I think he's an 8 or above. It's either right on par or he's one of those. He's one of those pass rushers who could tease 10.
That's true, but is that taking out of Hutch's sack total?
It might be, but I don't care.
Everybody run it up.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at this point in time, especially with the investments they made along that defensive line. And if some of these kind of just long shots work out, like there's been good news about Matthew Betts as well. If just any of these long shots work out, this defensive line is going to have depth. They're going to have the ability, honestly, to get after the quarterback in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Maybe this is one of those tandems that put up those crazy amount of sack numbers in combination between like Aleem and Hutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might happen.
I would love it.
It might happen. Fortunately, they got DJ Reader for insurance purposes. They're building up more insurance on that defensive line.
What you did there.
Just putting studs behind them. Tell us about Swiss Insurance, Kool-Aid.
I will. You know what? Good job on this segment. I like this one. But now more than ever, it is critical for you to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss Insurance will make sure your carrier is not slipping in any extra fees or raising those deductibles. Call Mark at Swiss Insurance today. That number is 313-530-1698. Again, word to our guy Flannel. That number is 313-530-1698, or visit them online, www.swissins.com, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Shout out to the homie JB. Did somebody say merch? Of course. Woodward Sports merch, of course. And we got that for you at woodwardsports.com and click shop. You know we got the tees, the hats, the long sleeves, whatever y'all need to get fresh for the games and get ready for this Lions season and hopefully a successful Tiger season. But that is woodwardsports.com and click shop today.
And we are live at Oakland Hills Country Club for the first stop of the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour, a series of high-profile golf events featuring amazing courses, top-notch outings, and local celebrities. Today's event is supporting the American Cancer Society, and our Randy Wise celebrity is Tiger great Kirk Gibson. We got some news on that, too. When it comes to your next car or truck, make the wise decision. Randy Wise Automotive.
Who made that noise? All right, it's not funny, all right? You gotta make sure you're completely quiet when someone's hitting, all right? All right? It's not funny, all right? Because now I don't have a 6-iron.
Oh, man. Hey, what up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off the day with the Woo Crew.
Who was that? Is that Harbaugh?
Oh, man. I don't even know, man. That was hilarious. So who was that?
It's just a random video.
Just a random video.
From who? We should probably credit that person.
Well, I
can't hear anything you guys are saying. Onward.
Forward, down the
Oh,
field.
Nuclear Golf. Nuclear? Nuclr Golf.
Hey. All right.
Nuclear Golf.
Yep.
That's right.
Speaking of nuclear golf, now that was kind of. I do have a golf question for you. It's pretty loud. Can you just turn the music down just slightly?
I got you.
Let's jump back into this birdie par bogey
Let's get into
game. Got a couple more questions for you guys, and then some other Lions topics. We're gonna have a special guest on in a few minutes. But let's get over to the offensive side of the ball, the quarterback. Let's talk about Jared Goff real quick. Here is a statement on the Lions starting quarterback next year. Jared Goff will finish with 4,750 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions in the 2024 season. As reference,
that's pretty close to what he had this
4,575 this year, 30 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. So a few more yards, less than 200, 2 more touchdowns, 1 less interception. How you feeling? How you doing?
Man, it feels like this is one that's just kind of more on par. It's what Jared Goff has been.
Yeah.
I can see him kind of running this season back, definitely just like this.
Well, this is an improvement. This is more yards, more touchdowns, less interceptions. So is he going to improve?
He's going to improve over last year. I'll give him that, yeah. But as it relates to these numbers, yeah, I think that's on par. I think he'll get the 47-50, 32 touchdowns, and the 11 interceptions, especially if he can go through another stretch or another run where he goes without interceptions for a time, because it seemed like right after that he had like a bunch, like interceptions that came in bunches. If he can kind of reduce that, maybe he's one of those guys that in the season with even less than 10 interceptions.
All right.
And to your point, Kool-Aid, I would go Birdie.
Wow.
Because I think he'll have less interceptions. The yardage and touchdowns is about right for me. That's on par. But I think he'll have single-digit interceptions, 9 to be exact.
Yeah, it's another year with the same guys on offense, same offensive coordinator, same quarterback coach. This consistency, that stability, that confidence in the playbook and the decisions at the line of scrimmage.
Chemistry with your wide receivers.
Yeah. Only thing that holds me back, I'm going to go right on par. I think I want to see – these are slight improvements, but they are improvements. The interceptions is throwing me off because I think if you're throwing the ball more, if you're airing it out a little bit more, I don't mind another interception here or there.
Yeah.
Like I kind of want to see him throw a little bit more, take some more chances, maybe some more deep chances to JMO or to Khalif. That might turn into another interception or two, which I'm not worried about. It just depends on the timing of those interceptions. They better not be pick sixes. They better not be at key parts of the game. But you take some shots, I don't mind. I don't mind making a mistake here or there.
You might have the best of both worlds. He might improve as it relates to those total interception numbers while still making a few mistakes while trying to make the big play happen, because some of those interceptions that happened last year were because of a lack of chemistry with those wide receivers. Yeah. There was a couple of interceptions where we knew, oops, that's on JMO. We knew that. There was a couple other interceptions that were maybe deflections. There was one weird one where it looked like someone caught it, and then it wound up being an interception. So it's like if you can kind of reduce those things by improving the chemistry between you and your wide receivers, maybe they give themselves an opportunity to then be able to go out there and make a few mistakes, trying to stretch the field, trying to make a big play, trying to put pressure on the defense, trying to gas those opponent linebackers and defensive secondary players. Maybe then you get the room or you give yourself the cushion to be able to make those types of mistakes.
More cushion. More cushion. So if he's throwing the ball more, for him to be more successful, you need a run game. What, boys? Is it a 4? 4. Right. So you need a successful run game to set up that play action, to set up that passing game.
Yep.
Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery will combine for 2,200 yards rushing in the 2024 season.
Ooh.
Last year, their total rushing yards for the team, 2,311. But combined, Montgomery and Gibbs, 1,960. Montgomery had a little over 1,000. Gibbs had 940 yards. They had 23 touchdowns combined. Yeah. That's wild. But so are they going 2,200 combined?
And Monty missed a little time last year.
He did.
Yeah.
And Gibbs started the season slow.
That's tough, man. I want to say on par. I want to say on par so bad.
I feel like I got to go slightly bogey, though.
Okay.
I can see them combining for the 2,000 yards running, 2,200. That's a lot.
It's the fact that it's rushing yards. Like, I'm trying to think. Gibbs, I think he's going to get worked into the passing game a little bit more. Yeah. So, all-purpose yards, possibly way over 2,200.
I agree with that one.
But I don't know. I think Montgomery still has a lot in his tank. Yeah. Does Gibbs take that step up? Like, does Gibbs get you – does he get you 1,200 rushing yards?
Not 1,200, but 1,000 is definitely within reach. He almost hit 1,000 last year on the ground. So, I'm going to say on par, man. 1,200 from Monty, 1,000 from Gibbs.
Taking the 2,200.
Why not, man? Why not?
Screw it. Me too.
Why not, man?
I'm relying on Gibbs to get 1,200 yards. Or maybe 1,150. David Montgomery gets a 1,050 and they get there. Man, you got to start adding up all these yards. They're probably getting close to like 7,000 here. But in the passing game, Sam Laporta, and then we got 2 more defense after this.
Yeah.
Sam Laporta will finish with 1,000 yards receiving and 11 touchdowns. He had 889 yards last year.
Say that again.
Sam Laporta will finish with, did I say 1,000 or 1,100?
You said 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns?
Yes. Oh. Had 889 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Where is all these yards come from?
So this is 111 more yards and 1 more touchdown.
1,300 for J-Mo, 1,000 for Sam Laporta, 2,000 for Amon-Ra.
Birdie for everybody.
I know he's capable of this. That's the thing. I definitely know he's capable. It's just where the opportunity is going to be there.
One ball.
I do believe, though, Sam Laporta is going to find himself in a position to do work this year. from the beginning of the season. Man, but he's going to have more attention on him.
I think he's going to get more work as a wide receiver. Like, they not that blocking is easier, but they were able to. Yeah. They didn't use him as creatively in the passing game. It was in traditional tight end sets. We didn't see him a ton out of the slot or a ton out wide, but that's in his skill set. Yeah. Like, he can play any of the wide receiver type positions. He's got that athleticism. He's got that yards after catch ability, and he's savvy, man. I see him improving. Why I like these numbers 1,011 because it is an improvement, but it's not like some outrageous yards.
It's not drastic.
Yeah,
I'll go
1,000 yards.
Par, man. I will. When you talk about the chemistry that he already has with Jared Goff, and that's going to be, in my opinion, a big theme as it relates to who Jared Goff is as a quarterback, the guys that he's comfortable with, yeah, definitely. I think he and Amon-Ra St. Brown, in terms of receiving, are going to have big years. So I'm going to go at least par.
Yeah, give me on par, man.
All right, last two on defense. Jack Campbell, second-year linebacker. Jack Campbell.
I like this one.
He'll finish with 115 tackles.
Yes.
Birdie?
Par?
Par? What's he doing?
I'm going at least on par. I'm on par. He'll get around 115. I don't know if he gets too much over that with Anzalone still being on the team, but 115 is definitely a good improvement from what he had, 94 last year?
He had 95.
95.
Yes, 95 tackles.
Definitely. Yeah.
115 is what I want.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on par. He has potential to do more, especially
he does.
like the DJ Reader effect. Like how many more opportunities he's going to be able. I think he only had like 56 solo tackles. I just see him being in the mix a lot more, just with the instincts you gain after just having a year under your belt. The game slows down. Your decisions are crisper. We saw him come on at the end of last season. I'm expecting a big breakout year from Jack Campbell. I don't think 20 more total tackles is that outrageous. 115 for Jack Campbell?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Eric Allen said Eagle for Jack.
Eagle.
Eagle. He's super optimistic about it.
Do you think he's going Bobby Wagner and 185 tackles?
I was about to say he's getting 135, 155.
Not with Anzo still on the team. I don't think so.
It was Bobby Wagner, right, who had 185?
I believe so, yeah. But that's crazy, though.
Think about the potential of the linebacking core this year, though. If Derek Barnes and his improvement holds steady, if Alex Anzalone continues to be that absolute animal, that absolute dog, and if Jack Campbell takes that step that we're hearing he's taking from camp, this defense is going to definitely have an opportunity to hit that birdie as it relates to being top 14.
All right. Hey, by the way, Eric Allen, a minute or two ago, he reminded us in 2017, Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, shout out Mark Ingram from Flint, I believe, combined for 1,852 yards on the ground, but 3,094 yards through both the air and the ground, so all-purpose.
Wow.
That's a lot of all-purpose. But even then, that's a pretty fearsome duo.
Yeah.
1,852 yards, and we just said Demont and Gibbs are going to get 2,200. May need to do a little bit more research and rethink that. But I think 2,000's in the cards for those two. Maybe we'll revisit that again, definitely before the season. But we'll get our final predictions that we can lock in. All right, last one, Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph.
The forgotten Kirby Joseph.
That's what they say. That's what they say. He's going to finish with 5 interceptions this season. He's had 4 each of the last 2 seasons.
I was going to say par.
I'll
do par.
One more.
I'll do par.
I ain't forgot about him. 6. So
give
me Birdie.
Birdie. Justin is over there ecstatic.
Yes, sir.
So why?
Kirby Joseph, the ball hawk.
Why is he going to take that jump? That's a jump.
It is. I feel like he'll have more burn in this defense, should I say. A lot of moving parts with this defense. With the secondary being better, I just see him having the opportunity to get more interceptions.
You're right, man. You're right. And he's very opportunistic. You make a mistake around Kirby Joseph, that's an interception.
Yeah.
And when you talk about the improvements along the defensive line, what we believe this linebacking core is going to be, everything in front of him has improved.
Yeah.
Everything, even the cornerbacks. You're right. This could be a year. If it's going to be a year that he's going to have that jump, it'll be this year.
The best part of his game is his ball hawking ability. It's his ability to play center field and go get the ball when the quarterback throws it up in the air. And he did that with a pretty horrid defense these last couple of years, both in the pass rush and in the secondary. Now he's got both.
Yep. And think about the hits. Every wide receiver that's going to be anywhere near where Kirby Joseph is on the field knows that guy can absolutely lay me out.
Especially the Rams week 1.
Yeah.
Especially the Rams week 1.
Think
You're
about
a dirty
that.
player, Kirby.
Think about that. To know you're stepping on this field, on a field where you literally told another football player, hey, good clean hit, but you're a dirty player. Come on.
It's crazy.
And then their PR or their video department decides to put it out.
Go and chop it up and put it out there. Like,
usually they don't do that. Usually they don't do that in losses, put out a mic'd up like that. But
That's why
they had to get their jabs in.
That's why I love Kirby Joseph when he was picking up the signs of the teams. You could see the ones. The Rams were one of those ones he just looked like, oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Think of we talk about Ali McNeil probably raising his sack total, Hutch improving his game, DJ Reader, Marcus Davenport, if healthy, he could start running up the sack total, 6, 7, 8, to be determined. But that pressure, improved defensive line, there's going to be a lot more balls, let me pick my words correctly.
I heard a 4 over there.
Words correctly, whether it's Nick Mullins or an actual quarterback. There are going to be quarterbacks. There are going to be quarterbacks throwing the ball up in the air, and Kirby Joseph is going to go take advantage of them.
I love Broder
the
Shade.
center fielder.
I love Broder Shade.
What?
I love it. Oh, man.
She gone. They do.
I agree
Well, first,
with
let me tell you about Soroki's. We're going to come back. We'll
Hey.
continue to talk Lions. We'll talk some more Tigers. And again, we got a special guest coming up here shortly. But Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, they're taking over Michigan. They got locations that are popping up all over Metro Detroit. They're doubling their number of restaurants this year. Known for their quality hand-battered and hand-breaded chicken tender sandwiches and New York-style pizza. Be sure to stop in and try them at a mega station near you or go to www.sorokis.com.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseBuickGMC.com.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, home of the Planet Fitness Studios. Let me tell you a little personal story about myself with Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness helped me change my life, and it can do the same for you. The best gym in the gym game. The clean facilities, tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights as well. And look, through all the price increases, inflation, all that hasn't happened at Planet Fitness. Still $1 down, $10 per month, $24.99 a month for the Black Card as well. It's Planet Fitness, everybody, where your fitness is essential.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Planet Fitness is home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment. You can do a full-body workout in just 30 minutes, and all their memberships include fitness training. Are you kidding me? You get it all for just $10 a month. No commitment, no matter where you are. There's a Planet Fitness close by. There's more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world, so go check them out. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Essential. You know what else is essential?
What?
Choosing to kick off your day with the Wake Up Woodward crew. And we appreciate you guys, Chef family, for doing that. Go on ahead and hit that like button to continue to support us once you have encouraged somebody else to do the same. And as you guys see, we got a different backdrop, and that's because we are live at Oakland Hills Country Club for the first stop of the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour, a series of high-profile golf events featuring amazing courses, top-notch outings, and local celebrities. Today's event is supporting the American Cancer Society, and our Randy Wise celebrity is Tiger Great, Detroit Tiger Great, one of your favorite Michigan State Spartans as well.
Number one,
Kirk Gibson. When it comes to your next car or truck, make the wise decision. Randy Wise Automotive. Boom. Hey, and welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. You know what? I love those last two segments, man. I love the birdie par bogey. It's pretty dope. I saw
Appreciate that.
Some of the chat was also sitting in there. I saw Kruger asking about Aiden Hutchinson interceptions.
Hey.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson interception. That's one that's hard to predict.
Yeah.
You know,
at least one, right?
He just always seems to get his hand on the ball, no matter what. He does. He just is. When you're in the right place at the right time, good things happen. That's why Aiden Hutchinson continues to rack up many stats that stretch far across the stat sheet. But you know what? We got a special guest coming up. Let's take a quick break so we can set up the mics here. I know we just got back to you, but we will be right back here in about 2 minutes. We'll talk to you soon.
Stay tuned. You want to stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, home of the Planet Fitness Studios. Let me tell you a little personal story about myself with Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness helped me change my life, and it can do the same for you. The best gym in the gym game. The clean facilities, tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights as well. And look, through all the price increases, inflation, all that, hasn't happened at Planet Fitness. Still $1 down, $10 per month, $24.99 a month for the Black Card as well. It's Planet Fitness, everybody, where your fitness is essential.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseBuickGMC.com.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports. A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Welcome back. We're here at the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. My name is Matt Broder. I'm here with a special guest. I'm here with the legend, the great, the Spartan great, the Tiger great, Kirk Gibson. Mr. Gibson, Kirk, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for coming out here.
I'm not that old. You don't have to call me Mr. Gibson.
Kirk, if you don't mind.
It's good to be here. I've been on the shelf for about 10 days in this outing. Of course, we're trying to do good things. I have a foundation. I understand the importance of attendance. So we come by here, we had a few balls, and hopefully help raise some money for good causes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about that, the cause that you're supporting, why you're out here supporting not just the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour, but the American Cancer Society and the foundation that you represent.
Yeah, well, it's the Kirk Gibson Foundation for Parkinson's. We have our event in August as well, and we're trying to create therapies so people can realize quality of life that are living with the disease or other neurological diseases. And, we're just trying to give people hope. You always got to fight back. That's just always been my mentality. And we're from Detroit area. I grew up in Waterford, Clarkson area. Been here my whole life. And, there's just a great group of people who will things to truth in this area. And, that's why I live here, love it, brag about Michigan, Motor City. People try and get down on us. But, we stick together.
We do.
It's just the way it is, and it's damn nice out here today.
And I know a lot of people, a lot of our viewers, our audience, they know of you as the Tiger legend, but they forget how great of an athlete you were starting in college as a football player at Michigan State. I'm a Wolverine, but I remember following your career leading up to your baseball career. You were a pretty impressive football player, a flanker, right?
Yeah, I was a wide receiver, but I guess the lesson in that, the short answer to that statement is you just got to be ready. You never know. Plan A, Plan B, anything can happen. And we're here today with many people who are trying to help others. And, when you want to play baseball or you want to play football, you're being scouted everywhere you go, regardless of what you do. So everybody that's listening or watching, just remember that you're always being recruited. And there's an opportunity to do good things for many people.
Absolutely.
So if you're attentive to that and you learn how to, when I came up, I was crazy. I came out of football. Sparky Anderson tried to settle me down a little while. It took about 40 years, but, you settle down and you learn the power of giving and helping other people. And it's more rewarding than what you can do to yourself.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize your future was in baseball and not football? Did you know that at Michigan State, or was it because you were drafted?
My football coach, Joe Rogers, suggested I go out and play spring baseball as a junior just to elevate my status in the NFL draft. I had a great year. I mean, a month and a half later, I was in the big leagues.
One of the fastest rises. You skipped the minor leagues altogether.
Well, I misspoke there a little bit. I went down to Lakeland, played 50 games, and played 50 games in AAA, and then I was in the big leagues within a year. So, you know, when you watch the Tigers right now, there's kids there that are young. I learned how to play in the big leagues. It's tough. People are good.
Yeah, they are.
And the Tigers are going through the same thing. One of the first things you got to learn how to do is stay healthy. You think it's easy to go play baseball every day and just show up? And plus, it's one thing I didn't realize was a game of failure. I like to fail about as much as I'd like to jump off the Mackinac Bridge. I'd do it, but it's too cold. The water's still cold.
And baseball is one of those games. You fail 7 out of 10 times, you're in the Hall of Fame as a hitter. This team, you mentioned it's a young team. I want to ask you about these Tigers before we let you go. This is a Tigers team that I try to share with the audience. They're a team to be optimistic about. People are poking holes at the offense and some of the inconsistencies, but there are a lot of great young pieces to this team, a team that this Detroit City can look forward to for the next several years.
Well, they're trying to get to a point where they have a nucleus that can hold them together. But there's so many things to settle before you become a championship team. You get your young core guys, and then, like I pointed out, we had the Richie Hebners. You know who Richie Hebner is?
I do.
You know, he came in and taught us a thing or two. Then Enos Cabell came in and taught us that we had to stick up for ourselves. And then Dave Bergman came in, and
my
Rupert
former coach.
Jones, yeah, you know, the Larry Hernandez. It takes time to build it. There's never any guarantees. You know, somebody was criticizing that the Tigers haven't been very successful. How good were the Wings for 14 years? And then they won like 5 or 6 of them. So, you know, there's no guarantees. You just put your, you know, I got Parkinson's. It's me against Parky every day. I get up, get out of bed, and we go after it.
That's the
You just
inspiration.
don't quit. I mean, complaining makes it worse.
Well, is that what you would tell to a young player? Not to pick on Spencer Torkelson, but he's a popular player for the Tigers that's going through it. Is that, or what advice would you give to him trying to get back on track, trying to live up to those first overall pick expectations?
The advice I would give him was keep the garbage out. Don't read what everybody's saying. Just remember there's good moments in your life. Replay them. Remember how it felt when you did good. You need to store good things. You don't need to. Your mind will keep you comfortable. So if you want to think about all the negative stuff, it'll turn out negative. If you create moments in your mind and you imprint them with positive feeling, stuff just starts happening. It's crazy. And you know what? I hit 2 home runs that were pretty cool. And I sucked a lot. But you know what? I'll never forget that. And the fact that I failed so many times, you know, when it's harder, it's better when you do it.
Right.
So, you know, you just got to stay after it, go get it. And the naysayers, let them, you know, they got nothing better to do. They're welcome to their opinion, but you're never going to get where you got to go being that way, in my opinion.
That's fantastic
It's
advice.
just my opinion.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take that advice.
You know, I can remember being in Yankee Stadium and just getting buried. I was struck out 1, 2, 3 times. And these guys were right behind the on-deck circle just burying me, and it hurt.
You can hear it. You can hear it all.
Yeah, but you got to learn how to face it out. But you know what? I came up that 4th time and hit the game winner, and I just crossed the plate. I just remember how good I felt.
Yes.
You remember, like I said, it's not the moment, it's the feeling. That's the powerful part.
That's what you'll remember forever.
Well, if you imprint that, like, you could pretty much make an affirmation up. Like, man, I love the sun today. It's really nice and warm today out here. There's no sun. But you know what? I can feel what it's like to have sun on me.
Just by speaking that into existence.
You take the power out of the principle of the thing. You just keep using it over and over and over again. You just never give in.
I appreciate that. That's great advice. Let me ask you one more question, then we'll let you go. I know you got a lot of people to talk to, a lot of hands to shake, but that 1984 team, although it was before I was born, it's a special year for me. My parents got married on October 14th, 1984, the day you guys won the World Series. So they had some family and friends actually leave their wedding to go watch the game. Is there anything about that team, any memories that you have from that 1984 World Series team?
I was with 1384 Tigers yesterday. There was a big show here, and Goose Gossage. He's the guy I hit the home run off, okay? Those guys, and I heard some people on the radio last week say, if they hear another thing about that 84 Tiger team, they don't want to hear another thing. Well, you ain't taking that away from me, pal.
No.
You can't take that away. And obviously you're not going to go get it. But, when we were trying to win in 84, we always had to watch the 68 Tigers. And Mickey Lulich told us one day, go create your own moment. And that's what it's all about, Learn from it and make your own moment. And trust me, nobody wants these guys to win more than I do. They put all the hard work in. You try and help them, you try and give them good advice, but you can't. I mean, it takes time, and you just encourage them to keep going because in the end, it's all worth it. And beyond the Tiger home run, when I hit the home run in L.A., that there was so much was validated there. I really stuck with it, and I had people who helped me. I didn't do any of it by myself. I got news for you. And in 84, I won the MVP, or 88. There was about 80 people there, a bunch of media. It was all about me. I hated it because you worry. You don't want to be narcissistic, You got to make sure you give others the credit. But we had that parade.
What was that like?
That's what it's all about. So the power of contribution, where do you want to be in that chain? Think about it, and you can do some good things.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Kirk. This is Kirk Gibson, a legend here in Detroit, member of the 1984 World Series team, fantastic athlete dating back to Michigan State University. What an honor it was to talk to you, to meet you, to have you out here supporting such a great cause.
Good to talk to you guys, and it's good to be here.
It's a pleasure. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back shortly. Thank you.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new card crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseBuickGMC.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's the Woodward Sports Injury Insider with Dr. Jeff Pierce, the medical director of Michigan Sports and Spine Center. Every Tuesday, you can catch him every Tuesday on Big D Energy, as well as every Thursday on Armani and Edwards with Maz, brought to you by the MRI of Southfield. It's featuring the most advanced imaging and maximum patient comfort for over 20 years. MRIofSouthfield.com.
We're back here at the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Yes,
We're here
yes.
at Oakland Hills Country Club. What a fantastic day. It's a series. So this Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour, it's a series of high-profile golf events featuring amazing courses, top-notch outings, and local celebrities. Today's event supporting the American Cancer Society. And our Randy Wise celebrity today was Kirk Gibson, who we just had the pleasure to interview. We're going to talk about here in a second. When it comes to your next car or truck, make the wise decision. That's Randy Wise Automotive. We're back.
We're back. What up, though, people? Welcome back to Waco Woodward. I'm cheesing because my guy Broad over here is crushing stuff, man. It was cool to see the baseball guy, getting to talk to the baseball guy. You've heard him talk about Kirk Gibson on this show multiple times, especially when you got the card up there on the desk, your Kirk Gibson card and everything. It was epic to be able to see you kind of do this. You crushed the interview. It was awesome to hear Kirk Gibson as well talk, giving a lot of cool life lessons as well. Broder, great job.
That happened.
Tigers reporter.
Right when he started talking. I don't know. I'm sure you guys can hear the vibraphone. What's it called? The
megaphone?
Yeah, the phone in the back. So I'm just going to kind of mumble through. Okay, now we're back. No, it's true. It's true. That was a surprise we learned of this morning, but what an honor. And I sort of hinted a little bit in the interview. Although I wasn't alive then, there's something special about, well, obviously that 84 team, last World Series champion, Detroit Tigers. But it was true. My parents got married the day they won that World Series game. And they had people leaving their wedding to go to the game, to go find a TV to watch it.
Yeah.
Dave Bergman, he was my summer league coach. He ran the organization that I played for in the summer. Dave Bergman played outfield, played first base for the Detroit Tigers that year. Actually had a pretty historic, what was it called? The invisible was it the invisible ball trick? I'm blanking on the name, but there's a trick. Remember, you fake, you pretend like the ball gets past you. Hidden ball trick.
Shout out to Spenny.
Another Michigan State great over there, Spenmo Rex.
You're looking dapper too, brother.
Dave Bergman is one of those legends. Rest in peace. He passed away a couple years ago. Yeah. But the fact to get to talk to Kirk both about the 1984 World Series, about this year's Tigers team, and the hope, the optimism that he has, it excites me. To be honest, I wish I had an hour to talk to him. I want to ask about Scooble. I wanted to ask about more about Torb.
Right.
You want to get the inside deets from someone like that about this Tigers organization. But nonetheless, awesome seeing him here, supporting the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour, supporting his own mission. Again, Kirk Gibson, Michigan sports legend, Tigers, Michigan State Spartans, and one of the most epic home runs of all time for the LA Dodgers, where he could barely walk, and he's just hobbling around second base with the famous, it's a fist pump or elbow pump.
Yeah.
I'll remember that clip forever. I'm glad that's on the internet.
I'm happy for you, man.
It was fun. It was fun, especially with everything going on in Detroit now and with the Tigers. I'm optimistic about the Tigers. Not everyone is, and I get that too. But there's something brewing in Detroit. Whether it works out this year or it takes 2-3 more years, I like the direction this Tigers team is going.
And so far, it's playing out according to the expectations that you set. You said, listen, guys, we're going to see some rough baseball. We're going to see some very promising baseball. But overall, the expectations don't change, despite the roller coaster of a season that we're going to see from the Detroit Tigers. And so far, through a couple months of the season, so far in June, as KG pointed out before, they were 500 for the first time in June in some time.
Yeah.
They haven't been as competitive as they are right now this late into the season. And even though it's just begun, I do have a lot of optimism about what the Detroit Tigers can be, and as it relates to staying in this wild card race.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, let's get into mailbag. Got a few minutes left of the show.
But first,
it zoomed by. First, I got to tell you about Feldman, our sponsor of our mailbag segment, because since 1996, Feldman Automotive, they've been driven to provide a fast, convenient, world-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. They got 18 locations, so there's got to be a dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. And check us out there on Wednesday. Wake Up Woodward and Big D Energy will be out at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi on Wednesday for our morning shows. That's Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Hey,
mailbag.
It is time for the Wake Up Woodward mailbag segment presented by the Feldman Automotive Group.
Yes, let's do it. I see one. I'm just hopping in now. I see Shad 216JF mailbag. Do you think booing your own team and players makes them want to play better or resent the fans in the city?
I can tell you what I've heard directly from Detroit Pistons fans when we've asked them, Detroit Pistons players, when we've asked them this both at practices and press conferences. They say that they prefer to have the support. They do understand when fans boo. They understand that, and they understand that their play has a large part to do with it, but they do say that there's a completely different energy that comes from having the support of thousands of fans behind you, especially from your city.
That's even if they're playing like just having that support, even if they're struggling, like that does jolt them versus a boo that's like it doesn't bring it to reality. Like, all right, I do need to pick my game up.
Yeah, and I've heard this from multiple teams, even the winning teams as well. You know, when they would go through stretches, you would hear them say, hey, look, it means a lot to have the support of the fans behind us. So, yeah.
I got a question for you. Oh, this is a good one.
Uh-huh.
Uno momento. Ryan's reaction, a.k.a. formerly Brandon's Cats, I believe. Mailbag. Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Who would be your Gibby interview equivalent? He says from the Pistons, but I'm going to open it up for you.
Well, no, this one will be Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know what, shout out to the legend Detroit News, Rod Beard. Mumble. Their sports editor-in-chief at the Detroit News, he actually he introduced me to Isaiah Thomas. He set it up and everything. I got to meet him, and it was one of the coolest conversations I had. I didn't want to, take any pictures and post it all over the internet and everything. I just wanted it to be that intimate setting. But from that moment forward, I was like, yo, that's a guy I want to sit down with and have a conversation about basketball in general, let alone what, the Detroit Pistons, their history, where he wants to see them go. So that is something that I am working on. Shout out to the other legend, Terry Foster, as well. So,
legend.
Yeah.
KG.
Yes, sir.
Mailbag. Do you bring Torque and Meadows back together if and when they're in a wild card spot?
I believe so, because at least for Parker Meadows, he's been killing it in AAA. Torque's starting to get that, but we want to see a little bit more from him. But that's the goal. I think you would want to bring both of them up at the same time.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm partially with you. I wouldn't mind if they brought Parker Meadows up sooner rather than later. I think Torque needs time down there. He needs to consistently feel some good some hard contact, getting his average up. He needs to hit a couple more home runs, get that swing back before he comes back. IT Hips Mailbag. When all is said and done with training camp and preseason, who will be CB1 and CB2 for the Detroit Lions?
Oh,
I see hands.
I was trying to wait
live. Just tell me.
I was trying to wait till after. But it's funny you spoke of Isaiah Thomas. 43 years ago today, the Pistons drafted Isaiah Thomas with the second overall pick in the 1981 draft.
Let's go.
Fun fact for today.
Talk about turning around an organization. They were still in the Silverdome at that point, right? Or
was that, so.
Yeah, like he was part of the
early on.
Yeah.
Played a year or two there.
Yeah.
They ain't playing with these noises.
Hey. All right. 4.
Trying to kick us out.
All right.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
All right, cornerback 1 and quarterback 2 when preseason and camp is done. This is from IT Hips Mailbag. Who is it?
Is it Carlton Davis and Terry Arnold?
I do think so.
Yeah.
I do.
That's what I'm
at. I think Amik Robertson is going to be a starter. Does that mean starting at nickel? Does that mean starting at one of the safety spots? Does that mean Terrion starts inside? Amik, CB1, CB2, CB3. It's more about the time on the field, the percentage on the field. I think they got studs all over the place. Who starts the game or not, who knows? I do think Terrion, he's the real deal.
I think it'll be more matchup based because they got so much versatility in that room. I just see it being a thing by committee.
Yes. Yeah. I think the 100% chance that Carlton Davis is CB1.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Who is CB2? Who knows?
Right.
They're
Interchangeable.
Interchangeable. How about a little NBA? Dad with Tourette's Mailbag. Why am I so correct when it comes to the NBA? Drew Truther on the largest stage. He is a Kyrie stopper.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's Drew Holiday, Kyrie
JB
stopper.
talked about it. JB talked about it.
But it hasn't just been him, but it's also been the combination of him and Derek White. But I got to agree, Drew Holiday on defense has been great. And then offensively last night, man, putting it all together, being a real source of offense for that team. So, yeah, he's right so far.
Yeah, after that second game, they just look like a completely different dog. Like I said, with Luka healthy, I thought that they had an opportunity to really, really go with their offensively guard-heavy play and be able to help this series go to 7 games. But, I don't think that's happening anymore.
All right.
The Celtics look like dogs. They look like this is their championship to lose.
If Luka's not healthy, it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
Let's go 2 more minutes real quick. We'll go 2 minutes over. Matthew Kruger, mailbag. Do great players who refuse to sign autographs for kids lose credibility to you or no?
Wait, who asked that?
Kruger. There's some celebrity athletes. They just don't. Yeah. They aren't into the signing the autographs for whatever reason.
I know they were talking about Gibby a little bit in the chat, so I'm kind of weary of that one. But
that's. I don't know that story.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
there will be no Gibby slander. Yeah. None. 0.
But
that is handled. That is handled.
I don't think you lose any credibility. You're allowed to say it's great to see professional athletes sign autographs, stay till the last kid in the arena is
they
there.
They don't have to.
They don't have to.
They're people.
Yeah.
People like
they have lives too.
Yes.
Like not everyone has to buy into that stuff.
Brandon Dillinger said, "Boo them kids."
We definitely booing them kids.
All right, last one. Mailbag. Do Tigers make a trade? This is Charles McClain. Mailbag. Do Tigers make a trade before the deadline if they fall further out of wild card or wait till deadline?
If they fall out, I just don't see it. But if they stay in contention, I think they have no reason but to hop in the trade market. I would want to see that. At least get some kind of bat, maybe solve something at shortstop.
Interesting. Yeah. I think if they fall out, there's case to make it to sell at the deadline to make maybe not a Scooble trade, but we're talking a Flaherty or a bullpen piece. Like contending teams want bullpen pieces.
Yeah.
I hope they don't get rid of Mark Canha, which is another type of bat that contenders would want.
Yeah.
Just a veteran bat who has a good feel for the strike zone, going to take a lot of walks, not going to hurt you. You could put him down in the order. Like imagine Canha hitting 7th for a contender. That's scary. I want him on this team. Just even it's a 1-year contract. He helps these young hitters out so much. I know that might sound crazy because of some of the averages on the team, but I'm telling you, if you really watch the game, the approach, the discipline of the strike zone, it is so much more improved, and part of that, not all of it, not a lot of it, part of it is due to Mark Canha and that veteran leadership in the locker room.
That's why I'm hoping that this is truly an assessment year and not another rebuild year. I'm hoping it's a year where they're saying, you know what, like you just said, we need a guy like Canha on this team so that this team, if they do choose to be sellers, they're keeping the core of this team and the foundation of this team properly together, and they're building on that foundation rather than kind of selling off everything and rolling the dice again with a bunch of young players that are going to start off in the minors. I'm hoping that where the Tigers are in this rebuild is that they're finally ready to kind of come out of that phase and put this team in a position to compete for wild cards and compete for the division every single season.
I know one thing.
Forward.
I'm not trading Scuba at this point.
Don't trade.
Sign that man.
You can't do that, man.
Sign that man.
That is what they should do. They should sign him today.
Yeah.
Every game he pitches, every record
price
he
goes
continues to break, price goes up. I was about to end it, but Dante 151.
Shout out
$4.99, baby. Hey. Thank you so much. He says DFA Javi, please, Tigers, please. This team is more fun to watch with Baez not there.
Facts.
He said it. Might as well. You're paying him to hurt the team. Might as well pay him not to hurt the team.
Yeah. Seriously.
Man,
what a
show. It's been a fun show, man. It's been a fun show. I can't wait for the other ones. I know we got more of these kind of golf outings on the way as well, these remotes, these live broadcasts. And I can't wait, man. It's going to be a lot of different celebrities that we talk to at each one of these. Be on the lookout as well for some more interviews throughout the day via Woodward Sports social media. So stay tapped in, as well as the other shows. Big D Energy and Armani and Edwards with Maz. They will be broadcasting live from here, Oakland Hills Country Club, for the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. I can't wait to see what these guys got on the docket as well. You guys already know the heavyweights. We're going to finish things off back in the studio today. Good show. Time to break this thing down?
Yes.
Hey, shout out to that dude, Justin. You were on camera today, man. People were seeing your reactions. Hey, you know what? Shout out to Woodward Sports' MVP as well. That is JBSMOOOOOV.
Yes, sir.
Tuesday is just a day away. Shout out Detroit's #1 draft pick, Rookie of the Year, going for MVP. That is KG.
Shit.
Hey,
yeah.
The TV's about to fall.
Somebody get the TV.
Woo. Birds flying in here and everything.
Wild times here at Woodward
Shout out
Sports.
to that dude, Justin. Well, what up, though, KG?
What up, though, man? I just don't want Broder to get hurt. That's all.
We're good.
Great show, though. Great
Keep
show
Broder
today, man.
safe.
It was cool seeing Gibby. Great interview, Broder. Again, that was dope. And, yeah, man, let's keep this rolling.
Hey, shout out to Spinny as well, who walked in.
Yeah,
up,
with the golf gear, man.
With the golf gear.
It's going to
Look
get
at
a little
Snazzy.
short game in.
Yeah, Broder's over here already in fast forward mode. But shout out to our credentialed Tigers and Lions reporter and writer for the network. It is Matt Broder. Good show today, brother.
This was fun. This was a lot of fun. Thank you all for the chat. If you could, before you leave, hit that like button. It would really help us out. Thanks for supporting the network, supporting our show, supporting our credentialed Pistons beat writer and reporter, and social media lead Kool-Aid, Mr. Brandon Dent.
Man, I appreciate
let's
you.
go.
And you know what? I'll read this one more time. We've been live at Oakley Hills Country Club for the first stop of the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour, a series of high-profile golf events featuring amazing courses, top-notch outings, and local celebrities. Today's event, it is supporting the American Cancer Society. And our Randy Wise Celebrity Tiger great was Kirk Gibson. Great job again to Matthew Broder with that interview. And when it comes to your next car or truck, make the wise decision. That is Randy Wise Automotive. This has been Wake Up Woodward, and we appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off today with the Woo Crew. Shout out to Flannel Sam, who will be on Big D Energy today. Have a blessed day, you guys.